So, who I am? I would say, yeah, I was born and grew up in Germany for the first 20 years of my life in Lower Saxony, and to a German mother and an Italian father. So I grew up bilingually, and this definitely helped me further on in my life. I'm very grateful that I grew up in Germany and in the part in Lower Saxony where I grew up. I think it was a very good place to grow up in. Um, and Yeah, after my A levels, after I finished my Abitur in Germany, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, um, and I didn't have a proper plan, I would say. But yeah, so I just started working a bit. I got some money, and I was able to finance myself this expedition in Nepal, which lasted for 3 months and which was incredible. It was probably the best time of my life, which I can say quite easily. And No, this experience was very incisive because I understood the worth of doing something out of the ordinary, of doing something that perhaps is unorganized, spontaneous, and definitely out of your comfort zone because you have to navigate new environments. You have to be able to yeah, you start learning to read people. You have to know who you have to trust, who you don't have to trust. You have to navigate an environment where you don't speak the language, um, and perhaps you have to travel on a tight budget, so that makes you very resourceful as well. And it just very much mm, made me understand the worth of doing things out of the ordinary. So I continued doing that after this experience. I continued traveling a lot, um, usually by myself, perhaps with one other friend. And I think, considering that I've met so many people from so many different parts of the world, having lived in Canada for half a year, having lived in Spain for half a year, having done these 3 months in Nepal, having done 2.5 months in the US, um, having studied in Italy for 3 years, being in Italy for the past 4 years now, made me meet a lot of people. It made me definitely a lot more confident about myself and a lot more knowledgeable about many things. And having met so many different people, having encountered them, I think, um, yeah, getting to know many different people of many different backgrounds and perhaps cultures allows you to get to know yourself better as well, because you see how different people do things differently. And I would say I kind of absorbed my ways of being and my ways of working from many different cultures. And starting with, let's say, my spontaneity, I think it's called, which is sort of Italian, and my flexibility around things, not being too rigid around things. On the other hand, I have very German traits as well, where I really want to be on time, where I want to have a schedule and a plan. If I want to do a project, then I want to have a plan and execute it properly. No plan A, no plan B. Um, and yeah, so the person that I am today is one that knows himself quite well, I would say. Um, I know that I have to learn continuously. I know that continuous learning, at least for myself, works best if I'm in a small team, which is also why Nox is especially attractive to me, because I want to have real connections to people. I don't want to have superficial connections, the way it's perhaps in bigger companies and larger companies, where the relationships are usually like, well, the standard office type relationship that you imagine. Um, and This leads me to my next point, of something that I've created myself. So the position where I'm in right now as head of people in MB Consulting, which is a non-profit Bocconi student-led consultancy, um, is a very interesting experience, and it has taught me a lot. It is teaching me a lot, and one thing that I'm especially proud of is that I've sort of implemented a people culture, let's say a company culture, in this company um, that is based on what I said about these having these different, not different, having these um, focusing on relationships between people. So getting from the standard office type relationship to deeper connections where people are more connected to each other, where the environment is better for everyone involved, where everybody wants to be part of that group because they feel like they belong, because they feel like um, they, they can feel this connection to the other people around them, and this leads to more open feedback. This leads um, being able to talk more openly. This leads to people jumping in for another person. If one person doesn't have enough time to do something, then this other person jumps in because they created this team spirit. And this is something that I've implemented myself, um, because I consider myself, having traveled all this much and having made many different experiences, perhaps also extreme experiences and uncommon experiences, has taught me a lot about people. And I would say this is probably my number one skill, yeah, um, regarding people themselves. And yeah, this has worked quite well in MP Consulting, and the founder and the CEO themselves have thanked me for this input, for this work that I've done. When I proposed it at the very beginning, when I joined, they didn't really know about people management. They didn't really know about the potential that it had, and they let me work on it. I delivered, and they thanked me a lot because they could see the measurable results coming from this. Where, as I said, the people perhaps started doing extra work because somebody else didn't have the time to do this, and this is especially valuable in a context like ours where nobody's getting paid because everything's on a voluntary basis. Um, and yeah, so I can confidently say that I contributed a lot to the team spirit, to the company, that I implemented this company culture, and that I created this cohesive team, um, which yeah, I suppose these type of skills are, I have them, I learned them through the experiences that I've done, perhaps the leadership training in Nepal with people from mainly from England, that I didn't know, where we had to trek across the rural parts of Nepal, or the when I was leading the youths in the US, on the summer camp, which was also a very nice experience. And yeah, considering that the video is already 8 minutes long, the last thing was what motivates me, and I can confidently say that this would be people as well for me. So being able to help people, to give them joy, to perhaps help them grow themselves. I love contributing to people reaching their potential, or perhaps realizing, making them realize their strengths, or helping them working on their weaknesses, helping them in life situations overall, and creating um, something pleasant for other people is what really motivates me, and from which I get a lot of joy myself, which connects to the whole experience thing from Knox, um, which I talked about in my cover letter, that I would love to contribute to this experience because um, yeah, I mean, nowadays, as I said also in the cover letter, startups often focus around softwares, intangible products, and I'm highly motivated by the fact that this is a product that you can feel, that, as I said, creates emotions, that leaves a mark on you, where you have the ability to actually improve somebody's lives. Um, ja, okay, abschließend noch, nur um kurz mein Deutsch noch zu demonstrieren. Genau, danke, dass ihr meine Bewerbung eingesehen habt. Und ja, ich würde mich sehr auf eine Rückmeldung freuen. Ich bin jetzt vielleicht habe ich ein bisschen geanstrengt gewirkt. Es ist einfach nur spät und generell bin ich sehr viel freudiger, bin ich sehr viel offener und lachender. Aber genau, das war jetzt, ich meine, ich muss zu einer Kamera reden für 10 Minuten, da wird es schwierig, dann halt konstant zu lachen, aber ja, ihr habt's verstanden, ne?